Racing is sponsored by Elgato, who created this lovely Stream Deck. For more information about the Stream Deck, the link is in the description below.
Hello everybody and welcome to round 13 here in Belgium at the wonderful Spa-Francorchamps. I am Austin. I am joined by Ninja Rider. Ninja, how are you feeling?
It has been an exhausting weekend for myself and of course everyone here at AOR. We kicked off the weekend yesterday. Well, I guess technically in the evening for Europe. It's 10 a.m. in the morning for me with a ton of AOR action. This time, though, we close out the weekend with Spa.
Yeah, we do. And what a brilliant way to close out on this wonderful track. Spa-Francorchamps is a driver's favorite, it's a fan favorite, and it's a commentator's favorite because the racing is always close and action-packed. No matter from lap 1 to lap 22, there is always something to see.
That's right, 22 laps here today. Should be a fantastic race. It's been fantastic everywhere else as well. We've had records broken, we've had wings busted. It's all just gone. Everything is just going to get thrown out the window.
Yeah, if you have a book on how a normal F1 America's race goes, just throw that out the window because it's not going to go at all.
Actually, can I request that you send it to one of us because we never know what's going to happen.
Yeah, you can send that. You can email us a PDF. You can find that in our Twitters. Speaking of our Twitters, you can find us on Twitter in the description of the video.
Yeah, so follow us and stuff.
Yeah.
Tell us how bad we are.
Or watch us on Twitch and tell us to our face on how bad we are. Because
well, you mostly.
Yeah, mainly me. I'm not that good. You're better than me.
I am?
I think so.
At racing or commentating?
Rocket League.
Oh yeah, definitely, definitely the Rocket League. I'm trying. We need to specify here. Like what? But on that note, of course, everybody who is watching, you can sign up at apexonlineracing.com if you would like to participate in this little venture here. We have series for all 3 consoles. If you want to call PC a console, how dare I? What am I, a pleb? Anyways, go ahead and head over there, check out the forums, say hi to everyone, and don't forget to buy your jersey.
Yeah, we have our AOR jerseys on right now. I was going to do a side-by-side facing, but I think Dan would get very mad at us if we did that.
Yeah, that's against the rules, so don't ask.
Yeah.
We'll Photoshop something.
Yeah, we will. You'll see a weird thumbnail on this one and be like, oh, it's these two. That'll be for Monza. But
who are these geeks? What?
But it's on to Monza right now. Let's join Jess as she takes us around a lap of Spa-Francorchamps.
Welcome to Spa-Francorchamps in Belgium, where we are riding on board with Floris for the AOR Hype Energy F1 League, as he takes you on a lap around this beautiful circuit. We're going across the start-finish straight and then braking just before the 100-meter board at La Source. A very difficult right-hander here, but not much curb needed though. Now just about to head to El Rouge, the corner that most people know about today. Aiming for the left as you go up and then onto the right curve at Radion, where we do see a lot of incidents in the past. Going through the Camel straight, hitting the DRS flap wide open. Very important now to keep the car straight and narrow. Doing this will give you enough speed to go for the entrance of Le Camp. Touching the left curve, now approaching turn 8, another tough right-hander coming up. Very important to keep the car near the left curve to maintain your speed. Dropping the car down to 4th gear just as you brake for Bichal. Now down to 2nd as the track goes downhill. Power has been nailed on throughout these turns, and now we're going through up the gears here at double gauche. But this time not shifting down yet, staying around 6th and 7th gear. Starting at the left-hander and then going all the way to 8th gear as we go to left-hand. tricky part of the circuit to get nailed on. Aim towards the right here and then go towards the left. Will carry across the momentum towards campus. You brake a bit harder than normal and go towards the right hand centre of the apex. Now this is the bit where you need to have the car at the most power, full throttle. Keeping the car steady around Paul Frere is definitely crucial at this point. The engines around here sound awesome, make the most of it. Don't lift the throttle at all throughout Franchement. This is the time where it can either be won or lost. Brake at 100 metres to get the bus stop chicane absolutely right. Use plenty of the curb on these final corners, and that is a lap around Belgium today.
Thank you, Jess, for that lovely, lovely commentary around that hot lap. We are about to head in, but there is still the matter at hand of the championships. Some Idiot and Raven are separated by 1 point. Is it 1 point?
1 point.
1 point.
It's 1 point.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's just completely on fire at the top. We don't know who's going to come out on it. I don't know. I don't even know. The one big thing that we can report on, though, is that Fluffy Dave is 65 points back. Still some time to get there. I mean, we're just past the halfway point of the season, technically. But, yeah, really need to step up the game there, Dave. If you want to try to catch Raven or Some Idiot. I do not recommend crashing them, though.
All right, well, let's go on to the track and into qualifying here in Spa.
About 12 minutes left. Already Raven setting the fast time of 1:41.5, give or take. Speaking of Fluffy Dave, he's at a 44, so he's got some time to make up. And wait a minute. There's Some Idiot. Yeah, he's at a 1:44.121, so again with the time to make up. I mean, we'll see. Obviously, they're doing a little bit of sighting laps, trying to get a feel for the track real quick. A couple of laps here and there, but you don't have a lot of time here. This lap is pretty long. And, yeah, you got to make sure you get those quick laps in as fast as possible. You never know. It might even rain.
Yeah, we did have a few sessions where it did rain in qualifying later on in the race, but they had a dry start, so it was a pretty boring qualifying, but I don't think we're going to see that. It's going to be dry all the way through. But the amount of super soft tires is very concerning, as I'm going to bring up the little pit strategy that we have for us right now. I believe I've key binding the wrong key.
Oh. Well, while you work on that, Raven just nearly clobbered himself going into the pits.
Yeah, I saw that.
That was weird. Let's see if I can find somebody who is out on the track.
Okay, a lot of people are messing up on the
it's tough.
pit entry.
It's a tough pit entrance.
Well, it's a weird right flick, left flick I'm getting, and I don't think it's I think it may be a me theory, but everyone I've seen has done some very weird
No, I'm seeing it too. It might be a spectator bug.
All right.
We'll have to ask the drivers later on. But yeah, right now, I mean, Raven just coming out hot and fast as he wants to set the time as quick as possible. I was expecting Some Idiot to be a little bit higher than a 144, that's for sure. 3 seconds off the pace. Now, Austin, you have seen these guys run this track before. This doesn't seem normal.
Yeah, this doesn't seem normal. I'm actually watching Not Ryom now. He's out of fuel.
Oh.
Yeah, he's out of fuel, and Max KZR Racing just sped extremely past him. As Max KZR Racing is coming across the line, opens up DRS, and across the line he goes to improve his time to 1:46.552 on the medium tires. So, a few of these drivers like to do a lot of siding laps before committing to their actual lap. So, I believe they got one more cider lap. Expect them to do their actual lap on the soft, super soft strategies.
So you're thinking soft, super soft for the race?
Yes. Oh, soft, medium.
Soft, medium. Okay, I was going to say
Yes.
the super softs are going to bake. They'll be done by the end of about 3 or 4 laps, I would think.
Yeah, they would, as that button does work.
You got the pitch strategy to work?
Yes.
Very good. So the the problem here is that a lot of guys like to run a lot, not even a lot, just very little downforce, I should say. And then a lot of ballast to try to balance the car out. And then it's suspension tuning and things from there. The problem with that, of course, is that you do have to kind of pick your way through the middle sector of this course, which, of course, is the famous basically downhill slalom, if you will. And it does make for some tricky racing. Now, we have seen in the past here at Spa where drivers they're not afraid to go side by side, that's for sure. But you have to be extremely careful, especially when following. If you are not confident in your car, I would expect a lot of people to back off and get as much downforce as they can. But right now, I'm actually watching some idiot. He's got himself up to 6th still in the 144 range still. He hasn't improved yet, but he is on a hot lap right now.
Yes, he is. I'm actually on board with some idiot. The championship leader, only by 1 point, though, but it's still a lead as we're in round 13 of 21. As Dan is flexing his computer worth in chat. I just gotta say, Dan, that computer is nice, especially that Elgato Stream Deck that powers all AOR streams, as well as Hype Energy.
That's right. I'm sipping on my Hype Energy right now, actually.
Oh, nice. I
found some.
Nice.
Yeah, some idiot coming across the line grabs second place, a 141.9. So he's got a little bit of time to make up here if he wants a challenge for the lead of qualifying at least, but he will be close to out of fuel. This will be the time to do it, or just slow down and get back to the pits. Who knows? Makes his way up Radion.
Yeah, we're on board with Raven right now, seeing if he can just run away with the lead, improve his time, cut down on it. Might see some idiot get into the pits just barely enough to go for another run, but I think he is going to be very happy with that position right now. As
Raven
he's
making his way on Blanchimont.
Actually, that's Propofol Ferrer. This is Blanchimont. If we get names of corners wrong, we're American, it's okay.
Well, you think after as many 6 hours of Spa that I've run, I'd think I'd know them by now, but I'm used to driving it as Raven decides to go into the pits instead of finish off that lap.
Yeah, thankfully we don't see that weird wall smack we saw a few other guys do. Let's go on to Ocampo 22 and the Toro Rosso. Oh, it gets a bit loose. Ocampo looked pretty okay in Hungary last round. Had some good performance, was battling a lot. And I think this is going to be a very good race for them to show where they exactly are. He's following, I believe that's Muddy Water right in front of him, or Tezu. It's one of the Mercs, and I think that is Muddy Water, as Ocampo is going into the pits. And yes, that was Muddy Water, as he is heading on his flying lap. I believe that last one was invalidated, so let's go on board a flying lap with Muddy Water.
Setting up here for Oroge and Radion. Gets through nicely. Should be seeing some pretty insane speed here as he opens up the DRS down the Kemmel straight. See how he sets up for Lake Holm. Oh, locks it up.
Yeah, there was a lockup in the outer tire, the outer left tire. You're going to see a lot of moves happening right there throughout this race as he has another lockup as he approaches that long right-hander and into No Name, also recently named to X, but Wikipedia has not confirmed that yet.
X? I haven't heard that yet. That's a new one.
Jackie
now
X.
Down in the pool. Slows down just a touch. Usually you can kind of just lift and grab a gear down, and that'll set the car up. But he's obviously got this thing a little bit loose. Setting up for Campus. Nice and smooth. Stavolo. Getting on the curbs quite a bit. Surprised that doesn't upset the car too much. See See what kind of top speed he can get without DRS. That Mercedes power plant working hard through Blanchemont. Perfectly executed exit there. You can hear him scraping the bottom and through the chicane. Well done. Nice late apex there. Get on the power nice and smooth. Opens the DRS again. 144.7. I have a feeling he left a little bit on the table on that one.
Yeah, with the amount of lockups, he didn't really commit through some of the corners, especially with those lockups as some idiot is running without DRS down that long Kemmel straight. I think he might have an issue with it. Oh, it's his outlap. Okay, that's why.
Yeah, he's on that one, yeah.
I can read, I swear.
That's right, it's easy to miss.
It's easy to miss as Fluffy Dave goes out and beyond.
Creamy Johns!
What has happened to Creamy?
Creamy Johns in the McLaren has popped himself up into second place.
Wow.
A reserve driver.
Yes, this is his first race with us, and Creamy, actually one of my good friends, joined into this league on account with Fluffy Dave and some idiot after a little bit of a nudging him to say, hey, join this league. And honestly, he's come up to the occasion, and as a reserve driver, puts it up into second place with less than 2 minutes to go.
I don't think he's pushing on this lap. That is a great lap. Might as well try to save the tire a little bit. Does have to get back to the pits, though, and hopefully he doesn't run out of fuel.
Yeah, he does. I think he's going to have an easy cruise as we're on board some idiot. Can he close the gap to Raven? Hopefully so.
Wow. Spun the tire up.
Yeah, he did. Saw the back end kick out, and now he's going through El Rouge and Radion. Thank you, everyone that corrects me on that thing. Thanks a lot. But some idiot just rocketing down the Kemmel Straight as people are going to start retiring if they do not like the lap. Some idiot running away on the curbs just a little bit on the inside. Gotta get the switchback right to turn 9 and heading up into Bruxelles for turn 10. He's falling behind an Alfa Romeo of Italy Force, so hopefully Italy would provide some slipstream to him, but don't hold up some idiot at all. He is leading the championship, so he does have some say in the field, but I think, he's being held up by Italy Force.
No, he's fine still.
They're battling. They're actually
that's
battling.
Yep.
That's, yeah, he's slowed down immediately.
I don't think Italy Force knew that some idiot was coming up behind him. Italy Force is trying to put in the fastest lap that he can, so he hasn't set a lap yet.
Yeah, I think there might be some words said in the little driver's channel that they have about that situation, but that was very unaware of Italy Force right there. But some idiot is going to be starting from the second row as Italy Force comes across the line as time runs out, puts it up into P15. Some idiot drives into pits. Where does Fluffy Dave go? Fluffy Dave is way on the start of his lap, and he's actually going pretty slow. So, let's go to Raven, who locks it up going into the bus stop chicane. Your pole sitter, can he smack the time lower? And cuts across the line. Yes, he does. The 141.454. Try and finishes. Try and actually retires from the session in fourth. Fluffy Dave going through campus in a very leisurely fashion. I'll hear the engine whining a lot. Yeah, he's on an in-lap, actually.
That sounds like an in-lap for sure.
And his teammate of Ocampo sits behind him in 6th. And I think Ocampo is on a flying lap. And Fluffy Dave might be using some tactics and providing a little bit of slipstream to his teammate.
I think it's a little bit too far back to really make it work the best, but it could have helped a touch. See how Ocampo does.
All you need is a touch as Ocampo comes across the line. Doesn't improve. Well, improves slightly. Slightly
Not
improved, but that is 6th place, and that is your qualifying session. Raven takes pole, followed by Creamy in 2nd place. The reserve driver absolutely just beasting it right there, who is followed by some idiot.
I have to admit, I'm impressed. You had mentioned that a few people were coming on by tonight to join us for some slight shenanigans and a bit of buffoonery, but that's not buffoonery at all. The Canadian Creamy John's coming through nicely for McLaren. 141.8 is highly unexpected from a newcomer, but that's the beauty of F1 2018, is that all the tracks are the same wherever you race, and all the cars are the same wherever you race as well. So if he's fast somewhere else, he'll be fast here.
All right. I have a message from Dan. Scroll down.
Uh-oh.
As it's Raven taking pole, followed by Creamy John, some idiot, and Triton in 4th. But as everyone gets ready to hop in the game, we must remind everybody that Driver of the Day is back. The highly requested Driver of the Day feature is back, and those links will be posted around lap 19, lap 20 throughout the race. Just look for it in chat. I will announce it when it happens. I wish this keybind actually worked, but for some reason I think I miskeybind it.
Trying to figure out some technical things while we wait for the race to start on the back end.
Yes, we are. But enough for that. Let's go on the formation lap and bring you through the grid. Starting in 1st to 2nd, it's ACR Raven and Creamy Johns.
Some idiot bringing up the 2nd row. Not something we normally see. You can blame Creamy Johns for that. And Triton bringing up a 4th place. Well done.
They're followed by the entire Force Toro Rosso row of Fluffy Dave and Ocampo. Both of these guys looking very good, and in the row behind them, it's Tezu and Heineken. They're followed by Not Ryan and Kane Jr. in row 5. Row 6 consists of Z3 Mikey and Max KZR Racing. Row 7 is Spider and the Muddy Water. Row 8 is Intergalactic Gentleman and Italy Force. Row 9 is Lundquist Bro and Pranky, and starting in the very last row is Jallydon, who's got his Twitch name in there, and I almost read that out. But we might have a new driver of the day as if Creamy Johns makes a impression up here, but it is his first race in the AOR America's League. Honestly, and if he can put it up there qualifying, that's great. But can he keep it up there and on that pace for 22 laps? We'll see about that. As I am going to look at something right here. Okay, I have everything right. Why are they not working? Anyways,
trying to figure out a few things.
Yeah, we are still trying to figure out a few things. They were working this morning, and then they all decided to fail. I think I just had to recheck everything. Anyway, as all the drivers are realigning themselves on the grid, I think it's time for everybody to put your butts in the seat and buckle your seatbelts, because you guys are in for a ride. Whenever the last car gets here. Which is Jallydon. There we go. Ladies and gentlemen, buckle your seatbelts and get ready to go, because it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 red lights. And here we go in Spa! It's a great start. Jallydon has actually done some donuts in the background, as well as a Force India. That is very confusing, as they're going 3 wide into turn 1. There's a lot of front wings being shredded around. There's the Williams being torn apart. But it's Raven and some idiot jumping positions on Jallydon, on Creamy Jones right there, as Triton and Tezu are having a battle, and now down the Kemmel straight. You're going to have a lot of strip swing battles. Look at Tezu in the background, as well as both Toro Rossos. Triton on the inside of the background, but no, it's going to be Tezu holding him off.
Tezu barely sneaking his way through. Triton did not get a great exit out of there. Now he's going to be swarmed by Toro Rossos. They need to get in line, though.
Yeah, both Toro Rossos, they might be friendly with each other, but they're certainly having a side-by-side procession. Down.
Oh, someone hit the wall in the background.
Oh, yeah, there was a massive hit in the wall. Thankfully, no one has retired yet. It's been, I want to say, the cleanest. I saw a lot of front wings being struck, but they're still side-by-side through Puan and in the campus.
I've heard of formation flying, but not formation bulls.
Yeah, this isn't formation of the bulls. This is Spa front shots, but I think it's going to be Ocampo 22 taking the lead on Fluffy Dave right there, as Fluffy Dave almost hits the outside wall on Corporate Paul Ferrer. We got a yellow flag in Sector 3, and Heineken's out of the race.
Heineken's out. Yep, Heineken is out. I believe that was a crash. Granted, these guys do have their setups very lean. Just way fast. Extremely fast.
Yeah, Heineken hit the outside wall, and Corporate Paul Ferrer, some idiot, and Raven finish out the lap. No safety car, surprised by that, since Corporate Paul Ferrer is on the outside line of the track. It's kind of on the racing lines. We saw Fluffy Dave get out there, but ACR Raven leads out some idiot, and Creamy Jones is sitting in third place after not the best start in the world. The most interesting start and biggest mover, surprisingly, was Jallydun, who did a complete 360 pirouette and has actually moved up 5 places. So I think him and Pranky's both moved up a lot of places after that start, as well as Tezu.
I wonder if that's how he warmed up his tires.
That is a strategy to warm up your tires.
Strats
all over the place.
That is next level. Tell you what.
Yeah, the next level strats are all over the place right now. I've never seen that actually happen with Jallydun, as we have another retirement. Spider has retired from the race. I believe that might have been El Rouge right there causing that problem. Let's go on board with Creamy Jones. It's very...
Wait, we actually have a battle for 4th place. Tezu and Triton going as Tezu goes way wide.
Oh, straight from the inside. Oh no, Ocampo's out of the race. Ocampo, Fluffy Dave's teammate, is out of the race. They were battling side by side, but on lap 2, we've had 3 retirements in 1 lap. 2 retirements in 1 lap. Got ahead of myself, but that short-lived battle is not there anymore. But Fluffy Dave is closing in on Tezu, as Raven has set the fast lap of 1:46.185. Fluffy Dave closing in as DRS is now enabled. This is where the real race comes in, as Raven has actually pulled away from some idiot right there, but Fluffy Dave is closing in on Tezu.
Yeah, I've been keeping an eye on this battle here. Fluffy Dave's just been hanging back for now. He's got the faster tire at this point. It's on the super softs. Gonna go for the pass down the Kemmel straight. The drag race is on.
It looks like it's going to be Fluffy Dave, but Tezu's going to try to hold it around the inside. Not going to happen. It's not going to happen. As Fluffy Dave holds off Tezu in the braking zone, as Not Ryan and King Jr. They're 3 wide through leg comms. But Not Ryan and King Jr. are still side by side into Bruxelles. Oh, it's going to be Kane around the outside. Not Ryan trying to hold it on the inside, but no, it's going to be Kane Jr. taking it around the outside, but now both teammates, Z3 Mikey and Not Ryan, side by side. They thought about it. They said it's not a good idea.
It's really not a good idea through there, especially with the low downforce setups. If you don't have the grip to get your way around there, and you don't trust the guy in front of you or behind you, you got to either shut the door or back off.
Remember the golden rule: don't hit your teammate. And probably they're yelling through the pit wall, do not race side by side. Not Ryan has the super soft tires, as Mikey has the soft tires. He has more grip and he needs to pit first. Not Ryan takes the first spot. If I were the pit person on the wall, that would...
Yeah, I would totally agree with you on that one. Just let him go at this point. don't want to hold up your teammate as it, oh my goodness, Kane Jr. had an interesting line through the chicane there. It looks like he made a bit of a mistake and had to run wide, and now it's a three-way battle for 7th.
As we bring up the pit stop strategy, if you start on the super soft tires, you might want to pit around lap 4 to 6, but if you start on the soft tires, you go to pit around lap 8 to 10. That is the predicted stop strategy. Both of them going onto the mediums, as we see Muddy Water going to the pits first for those super soft tires, and he's probably going for another stint on those super soft tires.
I think Muddy Water got involved in an accident or may have brushed the wall. He's just had a rough race the whole way through. It's going to take a little bit of time to repair that and finish.
Well,
he's had a hard time finishing races this year, so just a finish would be good for him.
Yeah, Fluffy Dave and Triton were side by side through Bruxelles. It looks like Triton tried to hold off Fluffy Dave. He was trying to dive down the inside. Fluffy Dave extends the track just a tad bit throughout Pouan. Probably got a warning as that. But look at Tezu closing in on Fluffy Dave right there.
Tezu's been trying to reel in Fluffy Dave for the whole race pretty much, but Dave has been running on the outside of a lot of these outside corners. It does it again right there. And these guys got to be careful with those track limits, as we do have it set on strict.
Yeah, all AOR races are on strict track limits. You can find all official AOR rules of the Hype Energy F1 League on the AOR website, www.apexonlineracing.com.
We're going to have to make an intro for that. Just do this.
Yes, we are, but Fluffy Dave trying to hold around the outside of Triton. Triton holding it on the inside, but no, Fluffy Dave around the outside. Gets Triton for P5, but now Triton's going to have the run through El Rouge and Radion and down the Kemo straight, but look at Tezu up behind. We might have a three-way fight down the straight with DRS activated. Look how close Tezu is getting. DRS is open. It's a drag race here in Belgium. No moves actually being made.
No, that was great. That was actually a really good idea. It wasn't next to him close enough. He might have had maybe the rear wheel, but that's about it. And with Triton on the super softs, he's going to be faster anyways.
Whoa, dang!
Huge tank slapper there. He's going to have to back off here and recollect himself.
Yeah, Triton jumping on the opportunity of Fluffy Dave's little moment right there, trying to find any way around him on Pouan, as we see everyone in Team Triton cheering for their Haas boy in chat.
That's right, Triton running a fantastic race right now, sitting in 5th place, trying to get around Fluffy Dave. He had the opportunity there, but I don't think he just is expecting that kind of a mistake, so he backed off and allowed Dave to get back on the track. Very polite of him to do that, but he's got to be careful now. He will have to pit here pretty soon. Maybe it's just a good idea to just hang out behind him for a little while.
Remember, Triton and Fluffy Dave, both on 4-lap old super soft tires, and that is the tire of choice. Look at Triton down the inside into the bus stop chicane, but wheels lock up. Oh no, he cannot do it, but look at Tezu. Tezu might try to get the move on Triton, but no, he can't. They keep positioning and luckily out of trouble as they go on for another lap, as Raven and some idiot, both the leaders, have gone into the pits already for the medium tires.
That actually makes sense. They want to get in there first before Creamy Johns can get in there. Now Creamy has to try to gap them as much as possible. It's going to be tough, though, because both of those guys on fresh tires are extremely dangerous. We might have a pass here.
Oh, Mikey's in the wall! I was just on board with Raven. He saw Mikey hit the outside wall. He hit the wall after spinning out of Radion, and there is his car on the outside. Unfortunate for Mikey. He was having a great race with Not Ryan, and ACR Raven actually saw that happen right in front of his eyes. I'm very surprised that did not bring out a caution, but his teammate was right behind him, and that was just all over the place, and very unlucky for Z3 Mikey.
I'm still keeping an eye here on the Fluffy Dave Triton Tezu tangle here. This is now for 2nd place, but we don't know exactly what's going to happen once they come into the pits, as Triton gets a little bit sideways coming out of campus and coming out of Stavelo.
Look at Tezu. Oh, Triton goes into the gravel.
Yeah, Triton is losing grip like crazy. Tezu will drive right by him.
Great move by Tezu right there. Took advantage of the situation and kept it clean as Triton is just...
Tires are fried.
Yeah, those tires are fried and not the good type of fried. They aren't French fried. They are burnt fried.
And John's into the pits now.
Yeah, Fluffy Dave, Creamy Johns, Triton. Almost everybody else who's on the super soft tires are in the pits, and Tezu retakes the lead. And ACR Raven falls closely behind with some idiot in third, and that normal progressive that they have in that 1-2. But currently, in this situation, we will have a new championship leader of Raven and Summon It, because the championship is only separated by 1 point. Yeah. That is honestly the closest championship I've seen, and in the all of AOR, I believe it is separated by 1 point. There are some ties, but it's not for first.
No, I believe so, and even the championship for the R Factor 2 League, which usually starts out weekends, that's separated by, I think, a full race win. I'd have to go back and double check, but it's close, but nowhere near this close.
Yeah, no other league is closer for the championship fight than the Americas League, as Intergalactic Gentleman and Max KZR Racing are following each other through turn 10. It's kind of separated out. No fights are going for that crazy side-by-side action after the first stint is done, and now everyone's on a one-stop strategy. With a few of the soft tire runners still out there right now, still have not made their pit stop yet. As Lundqvist Bro has unfortunately retired from the session. I believe that's involving a wall somewhere.
Yeah, Lundqvist Bro has had a really tough time trying to find his way in this particular series. He does race in a few AOR series. He does rally, and I believe he does a little bit of iRacing as well. So it's just one of those things, you know, when if you ask me, he's one of those true sim racers that'll race anything if you put the wheel in front of him.
Yeah, he's very active in the AOR community. As we got a battle, Intergalactic Gentleman getting extremely close to Max KZR Racing, but he's going to hold off on it. He could have gone for a move up the inside, but I think he wants to go for the guaranteed pass on the straight of Kemmel Straight.
I would. That's what I would do. And if I was on his pit wall, that's exactly what I would tell him to do. Just hang back, get the slipstream for a little while, and then grab that position off the Kemmel Straight. Now he's got to be able to keep it under control under braking. He has been known to be a little bit too aggressive at times. He's braking a little bit too late, but we'll see as the Kemmel Straight looms.
Yeah, on board. You see that shot of the DRS flap opening up. We're going on board that T-cam. As he follows Max KZR Racing, he's going to dive up the inside. I don't think that's a bit way too far out to close in on the Red Bull driver, but Kane Jr. certainly closed in on Intergalactic Gentleman, who is just trying to find his way. Whoa!
Oh, little bit of a mistake there by Max.
KZR Racing went wide, so did Intergalactic Gentleman. I expected. I thought Kane would look for a little shot, and Kane is looking for a shot. He's going to back off, actually, throughout Puon, as it's about to be a Haas sandwich.
It looks like we have another player involved here. That is Triton, coming up from 9th place.
Yeah, Triton has joined the party, and both the Haas's in there, I believe, is going to cause some pandemonium.
I like a little chaos in my race.
Who doesn't like a little chaos? As you see Triton following Kane Jr. to a T. Tezu has gone into the pits, and Raven retakes the lead. Oh my goodness! The massive battle going into the bus stop. What?
Oh, here we go!
Triton!
Oh, huge lockup blocks out. Yeah, that's Max, but Triton... No, I'm sorry, not Triton. That's Intergalactic Gentleman. Triton gets 2 positions. Now, they're both racing. Both the Haas's racing side by side, coming into La Source, and it will be... Oh, hold on, guys. That's going to be close. Intergalactic Gentleman lets Triton go. A beautiful move by Triton, taking, 3 positions in that?
That's fantastic.
Now it's a drag race. Down into... Oh my god, you did not just say that. I thought that was going to be a drag race there coming into Erosion Radion, but He decided to back off on that. It's a good move. You do not want to be side by side, but now it's a drag race down the Kemmel Straight as Kane Jr. takes on Intergalactic Gentleman.
No, it's Max KZR Racing.
I'm sorry, that's Max. My bad.
It's all good. We all mess up sometimes. But Kane
takes
Jr.
the position.
Takes P8 as both the Haas's lead off this massive battle. And what a move by Intergalactic Gentleman and Triton coming out on top in that situation.
And Triton has checked out. He's gone.
Yeah, Triton has left the battlefield as Intergalactic Gentleman is holding up Kane Jr. on 8-lap old soft tires, so he is going to expect to be pitting this lap as C3 Mikey has left the session after debriefing with his team.
And we should mention that Kane Jr. is on 2-lap old mediums, so he could be patient here and just get the position, or he could definitely go for the pass. It's hard to tell. And I think that Intergalactic Gentleman will actually go into the pits probably this lap, if not the next.
Let's go on to the new boy of Creamy Johns as he closes up on Tezu and has a little bit of a...
Intergalactic Gentleman on the wall. Sorry about that.
Oh, yeah, that is a lot of damage on Intergalactic Gentleman. Right as we switch away, something happens as he stays out.
He stayed out. I think he missed the pit entrance there. You mentioned Creamy Johns, though.
Yeah, Creamy Johns was closing in on Tezu throughout Blanchimont, and he now has DRS on Tezu. Coming down that Kemmel Straight. He will close up the gap, but not make his move for the lead of this race, or P4, as Fluffy Dave leads off these three down through Les Combs. But that is very unfortunate for Intergalactic Gentleman. He was having such a nice fight with his teammate. Big puff of smoke from Tezu right above to go into turn 10.
I'm just having a look at Raven right now. Calm, cool, collected, poised, stanced perfectly, ensconced in the lead here. I just want to be a little bit poetic, that's all. I'm good now.
We got our poet Curse Kenyon in the commentary booth today, also known as Ninja Rider. I'm off tonight. I just mess up names.
Kenyon. Yeah, you missed it bad, didn't you?
That's what I said. I already knew it as I said it.
Alright, everybody does it. Don't worry about it.
We're human.
I'm checking back in with Tezu right now. Creamy Johns is challenging here, coming up on the chicanes. Bit of a lock up there by Tezu.
Creamy Johns staying behind, just watching the show ahead. A tail happy from both these drivers. But it's another clean lap for them. A lap 11 out of 22.
That's right. We have hit the halfway point through here. And I'm expecting these tires to kind of start lighting up. The driver's going to get a little bit desperate in how they approach the exit of these corners. They have to be very careful. As Creamy Johns takes a 3-second penalty. Oh. Haven't really seen him extend the track too much.
Yeah, there was not a lot of track descending as he's just trying to find any advantage over Tezu, but Tezu's just got the gap as we were just visited Intergalactic Gentleman getting going into the pits after going a bit wide. And they're having a little bit of trouble with the pit lane. But thankfully he was able to get in there and fix his front wing. Creamy Johns has fallen back an entire second on Tezu, and I think Tezu just has a better outright pace to Creamy Johns. But he is obviously up there, and I think Tezu might have put on the go fast mode on his car.
That does seem like it. Hard to tell exactly. Creamy Johns did get that penalty, so maybe he's just trying to find the line again. Hard to tell, but I mean, a top 5 for your first race in a league is fantastic. I would be extremely happy if I finished there. In his situation, at least.
Yeah, that situation is looking pretty good right now. Everyone's kind of separated by a second. These are still the closest 2 drivers there. Tezu's actually on ERS mode 1. As I said, go fast mode, so go slow mode? Go regen mode? Something mode?
Probably regen.
I will let this, as everyone is just trying to find the right move. Muddy Water is on 7-lap-old super soft tires.
Yeah, I was just about to comment on that. He's diving into the pits now.
Yeah, I think he went for the
9 to go.
double super soft tires, and I think he might be going for the soft tires right now. But
I would.
yeah,
Yes, he is.
those are the softs going on. As he's being held, actually. Oh, no. There you go. That fixed that situation. Not Ryan jumps him, as well as Jallydun jumps Muddy Water into pits as he's coming out of the pit lane right now. There he is in the background. And gentleman gets a 3-second time penalty as we can rejoin the battle for P3 between Tezu and Fluffy Dave, as they're still trying to follow each other through.
You can see Creamy John's in the background there, just keeping everybody honest at this point. The battle for third, though, I expect to heat up here a little bit, especially because Fluffy Dave is starting to extend the track a little bit. He's really risking it here. He doesn't want to get a penalty at this point. He'll drop at least 2 positions.
Yeah, we've seen Fluffy Dave drive a little bit crazy and have a little bit of tank slappers as the tank and slider. You don't see a lot of tank slappers later on in the race, but we have seen a lot of tail happiness from Fluffy Dave. I mean by his car, not his actual tail. I think he does have a tail. I'm not sure.
Yeah, we can neither confirm nor deny that allegation.
Yeah, we can, but judged by his name, he is Fluffy. But he's also a pilot. I do know that. He's a pilot.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Big saying English, I don't know the rest. I don't know the rest. A little comment in chat. That was very confusing for me. Don't know why that was there, and I just read that out. But Tezu, they're all coming down the Kenyon straight. The race at the lead is extended by 6 seconds. ACR Ravens on an absolute tear right now, 6.3 seconds ahead of some idiot, as he is just making a show out of this race. We're going to look at the position change. Look at Jallydun, 10 positions up from where he qualified, which was very last place, after starting by doing a complete 360 off the line. He's moved up to P9. And that's points. I must say, that is points. As Ninja is doing some typing in the background, I believe, communicating to our lovely, lovely commentator friends about some issues.
Yeah, we're trying to get the rest of the technical stuff set up.
We're still focusing on that. That was that clicking explained. But Tezu, Fluffy Dave, and Creamy John still the closest drivers on track, as the lead at the top has jumped up to 7.2 seconds. All at 14 out of 22. These guys are racing at the top of their skill set right now. Tezu's sitting just barely in the thing, but barely in the draft. But Muddy Water got another 3-second time penalty for track extending. That is not good for Muddy Water. He's currently sitting in the points on the soft tires. I believe the only soft tire runner on the track right now. Yes, he is. So expect to see him making all the moves right now. He's just trying to close in on Jallydun, who is right ahead. But Jallydun jumping up 10 places, might be a contender for driver of the day. Might be. As Tezu and Team Tezu is in P4, trying to close in on Fluffy Dave throughout campus right here. As he on those 5-lap old medium tires, Fluffy Dave on the 7-lap old medium tires. He's kind of taking a little bit of lie down, but all I know is that when you're ever take a lie down, you have to get up, and it's going to be a massive scramble to the finish. As Tezu and Fluffy Dave, both of them keep their distance. Creamy John coming in a second of Tezu, so we might have a little bit of a showdown between the newcomer of Creamy Johns and Tezu. So you see him in the background open up DRS and sitting in that draft. As I think something may have happened to my co-commentator because
No. Still here.
All right. I was going to have
trying to get certain pages set up for future events, if you know what I'm saying.
Yeah, that feature.
Stay tuned. You'll find out soon.
Stay tuned. In 5 laps, you'll find out what we are all talking about, but just getting you all hyped for your Hype Energy driver of the day. As we're going on board with Muddy Water and Jolly as they're coming down the front straight and into El Rouge Radion. Muddy Water on those soft tires, following closely of Jolly both of them getting really dicey. Down the Camel Straight, Muddy Water opens up DRS, flings it down to the inside. They're side by side. It's a drag race here, and it's going to be an easy overtake for Muddy Water, but Jolly is someone not to look down to. He might close in, even though he doesn't have the grip that Muddy Water has. Jolly could capitalize on a mistake from the Mercedes driver.
I mean, he really could. I mean, Muddy Water, though, has all that grip right now, and that's going to take him to the end of the race for sure. Those mediums that Jolly has on his car are, I mean, they're not done by any means, but they're going to start wearing out here very soon. So it was a good idea there for Muddy Water to get around him and try to catch up to not Ryam, who is a little ways out.
Yeah, not Ryam, sitting 12.9 seconds ahead of Muddy Water as Pranky gets a 3-second time penalty. Pranky,
not having a great race.
Yeah, not the great race. He's still driving.
Yeah, that's true. And we have had 5 people out of this race now. They've completely retired. So finishing 13th just through attrition, I mean, we take those, Yeah,
we will take those. It's not points as Muddy Water gets a little bit swirly throughout the bus stop chicane. Hurt a little bit tire wears. We hopped on board Jolly T-Cam right there. And I think these two, that battle has subsided for the bit, as well as most of the other battles right now, as everyone's just keeping clean air, staying within sight of each other, but not jumping into ridiculous battles. So we're on lap 16 out of 22, so it's a time to take a breather, maybe get some snacks, because it's time to buckle your seatbelt very soon for the end of the race. Because y'all are in for a ride as Creamy Johns is closed in on Tezu. Throughout campus, I think Tezu may have made a mistake as he is slowing up just a tad bit. And Creamy Johns is closing in on him.
I'm trying to keep an eye here on Tezu here, but it looks pretty stable. He might have just made a slight error and had to back off the throttle coming out of one of those fast sections, one of the many fast sections here, but he is braking pretty early. There is a tire difference. As Creamy Johns, oh no, there isn't. I'm sorry, that's a bit of a bug there. Creamy Johns is on the mediums, according to what I can see. But he's on actually 2-lap older tires, so I don't know if he has quite the grip that Tezu has at this moment, unless Tezu has been frying him up. Now we have seen him in the past, past laps, where he's locked up the fronts, so he might be fighting off a push here. We'll have to see as this battle wears on.
Yeah. Creamy Johns closed into half a second. He opens up DRS as they're going down the Camel Straight. No move's going to be made, but Creamy Johns definitely closes down the gap. And Fluffy Dave is honestly seeing this battle happen in his rearview mirrors, because he knows that will slow down Tezu as much as he can, and definitely increase his lead on for P3. Fluffy Dave sitting in third of the championship, finished third in most of the races he's ever raced in with us. But this fight that we have here between these three for third is honestly very entertaining.
It really is. We'll have to see how it plays out, though. It's all going to come down to strategy and who's going to make the first mistake.
Yeah, we saw Tezu. Well, we looked from the timing sheets that it looked like Tezu may have made a little bit of a mistake, as it allowed Kenyon to pop up on the back of him right there and just stay within that massive slipstream boost that he gets throughout Blanchimont and Kemmel Straight. We're on lap 18 out of 22. Braking gets a 5-second stop-go penalty. Do you think it's time?
I think it's time.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, the message is going into chat right now because it's time to vote for your driver of the day.
That should be it right there.
Yes, it is. That lap, right, that little link right there is where you vote your driver of the day. Voting closes at the very end of the race, where we announce who is your AOR Hype Energy driver of the day.
Remember, all of the drivers are listed there. You'll be able to vote for anyone that you want. As we watch this battle between Creamy Johns and Tezu, still raging here. With about 5 laps to go. If Creamy Johns wants to make a move, he needs to do it now.
He's had a massive lockup in the front right there, so that's not going to help him at all. He does have a nice view of Tezu and Fluffy Dave ahead, so he has all these guys in mind, just setting them. Tezu goes wide out of Puwan and picks up a 3-second time penalty. And look at Creamy Johns, he might try and move on the inside. No, he doesn't.
Tezu's been defending pretty good, actually. He's been making his car as wide as possible.
A bit too wide right there.
Yeah, well, that's the problem, though, is he's been going pretty wide, and I think Creamy Johns might have a couple of warnings himself, as we've seen him extend a few times. I'm going to double-check that, actually.
As he checks that, going through Blanchimont. Tezu defending on the inside. Creamy Johns going around the outside into the braking zone. Big, massive lockup. But no, Creamy Johns cannot get the move, as Tezu still holds out for 4th place right there.
Creamy Johns, 3-second time penalty as well. So this is for position for sure.
This is for position. He's half a second behind Tezu. Both moves he made were unsuccessful as they run up El Rouge and Radion and down the Kemmel Straight. Will there be a move in this zone? He does have DRS. He is closing in like a rocket, but he's thinking smart about this. So
he's trying to be smart about it, trying to save the tires, try to not burn off all the fuel that he has as well. He's going to have to work on his ERS as well. That's starting to get a little bit low. Talking about Creamy Johns here, I should say.
It is very close between these two, but honestly, Creamy Johns has been having a little bit of inconsistencies with his ERS and braking points. He's been locking up just a tad bit on the inside wall.
To be fair, though, Creamy Johns has been, not Creamy Johns, I'm sorry, Tezu has been kind of doing the same thing. We've seen him lock up a little bit. He's also a little bit low on the ERS, so he's going to have to be careful with that. It's going to come down to management of the car, I think. If Tezu wants to actually take this position, a 4th would be fantastic for him. He's probably not going to catch Fluffy Dave right now. I mean, Dave is just... I mean, he hasn't checked out of the battle at all, but they've been running pretty even, and if Creamy Johns can get past Tezu, I think that would open things up there for Fluffy Dave to be under challenge, but right now, Creamy Johns has been backing off. I don't think he feels he could challenge him.
Yeah, he's definitely backed off from Tezu right there. Creamy Johns thinking about it. He's got 3 laps left. And honestly, the battle for the lead has extended to almost 10 seconds, Raven has on some idiot. So there will be a change in the championship order. Currently, will be Raven leading some idiot by 24 points. No, not 24 points. 8 points.
It'll be 8 points. Yeah, something like that.
5, 6. Maths.
Somewhere around there. Maths.
Maths.
Caster math. We're so good at math while we're trying to talk about a race. It's so good.
Yeah.
We do not have a statistician on staff. We're running this whole thing by ourselves, so, you know, pat ourselves on the back.
Pat ourselves on the back. Yep.
Yeah, that's right, yeah. Can you feel all that through that AOR jersey?
Oh, yeah, I can feel everything through my AOR jersey.
Guys, if you have not checked that out yet, yes, AOR does have merch now. Go to apexonlineracing.com, and I believe store is the link. Check out all that good stuff and get a customized jersey like we have.
Jersey, hoodie, long sleeve sweatshirt. You even get a flag. And I believe sweatpants as well.
I want the flag.
I believe I'm getting the flag very soon. I'm going to fly that at all the races I tailgate at.
Nice.
Underneath my Haas flag and the American flag. But look at Tezu and Fluffy Dave.
Yeah.
They're flying the flags of war as it's lap 21 out of 22 for these guys with 2 laps remaining. Buckle your seatbelt, ladies and gentlemen, because it's time to rock and roll.
Let's go. Tezu with a bit of a lockup into La Source. And both of them getting a touch sideways. That may be the lag that I experience because I'm on the West Coast, and that's just how it is. But now, the drag race here for Tezu, trying to keep station so that when the DRS opens, he'll be able to catch up to Fluffy Dave. Dave will be under pressure here. I swear to God, if somebody starts a Queen song, I'm going to laugh.
Totally wasn't
Tezu
coming.
electing to not go for the pass. I'm surprised. He didn't go hammer down.
He wasn't going hammer down because there's another lap left, and he wants to finish this race up in there, but I don't think he had the gap to Fluffy Dave. So we're getting this amazing helicopter shot right now as it flies over those trees. Thank you for that helicopter shot. As we're flying through Puan right now, Tezu and Fluffy Dave. Fluffy Dave actually leading Tezu now. He's pulling away from him, so I don't think Tezu's having the best of time through Sector 2. Right there, but he's closing in through Sector 1 and 3. He gains a little time on the exit of campus. So I believe they're running very different setups. They're focusing on very different things. Remember, the driver of the day poll is still going on. As Dan has put that in the chat for us as we enter the last lap. Well, Raven enters the last lap. As well as some idiot. And now Fluffy Dave and Tezu are now trying to close in on each other.
I've been keeping an eye on Fluffy Dave and Tezu. Creamy Johns is keeping him honest, but Creamy has actually backed off quite a bit. Fluffy Dave trying to lock it up, coming into La Source. It's set up here for Eau Rouge and Radion. Needs to try to gap Fluffy Dave as much as possible. I would say that he's fairly successful, but Tezu could crank it up here.
As if you want to support AOR in any way, you can buy some of our merch at shop.apexonlineracing.com. Thank you, Dan. Please do that.
Appreciate that, Dan. Yes, as Fluffy Dave will keep station here down the Kemmel Straight. No more DRS zones for Tezu to take advantage of. It's all down to driver and through the rest of this lap.
It's all pedal to the metal. Teeth gritting against each other. This is the battle for the very last podium spot. But remember, Tezu does have a 3-second time penalty, but I think Fluffy Dave also has a 3-second time penalty. As they race through Puan, Muddywater gets another 3-second time penalty. I believe that's another one he has.
But your race leader is actually making his way through Blanchimont and is about to hit the chicanes.
All right, when he rounds that last corner right now.
Chicane done. Chicane 2 done. He makes his way on to the front stretch, the pit straight, and the celebratory weave. Your race winner is ACR Raven.
Congrats to Raven. What a brilliant race he's given us all today. Some idiot following close behind, and Fluffy Dave as well. But
Fluffy
all
Dave.
eyes. Oh, wait. Fluffy Dave and Tezu. This is all eyes on the podium.
Tezu
Tezu. He went for it, and he didn't get it. But it's going to be Fluffy Dave taking third. Creamy Johns in fourth, followed by Tezu in fifth. Tryon finishing out the race in sixth place, and he's followed by Kane Jr. And you get GT3 T5 on the polo. Yes? Get anything you want to say on the back of your AOR jersey or shirt or hoodie. Get your name, get a slogan, get your nickname, or anything. It's whatever you want.
As the driver of the day voting is still open for just a couple more minutes, I believe, as the race finishes up. Notarium grabbing an 8th place. Well done.
As Jalidun rounds the final corner, moving up 10 places. Jalidun spinning at the very start of the race off the line, finishes 9th in the points. What a drive for the McLaren driver right there.
What a drive indeed. That's fantastic. I would also like to mention Notarium is new to the series. This is his 3rd race. He's finished 11th previously in both races.
Yeah.
So good points pickup there.
A very fantastic points pickup indeed. But it's ACR Raven sitting on the top step of the podium. He lifts a fist in victory. Points of pride for Ferrari. Lifts up the trophy. Gives it a little kiss. And now it's time for the champagne. To finish out a wonderful, wonderful race here in Spa. And next week is Monza. Will our new championship leader of Raven keep his lead, or will some idiot use the Temple of Speed to his advantage?
That's gonna be the question right there. I'd say.
Oh, I just leveled up.
Hey!
Hey!
Look at that. Raven grabbing that win. Some idiot taking 2nd place. Fluffy Dave, of course, in the 3rd. Creamy Johns grabbing the 4th because of penalties. Tezu in 5th. Triton, all the fans in the chat, takes 6th. Kane Jr. 7th. Notarium in 8th. Jalidun grabs that 9th like we were talking about. Muddy Water ends up finishing in 10th, grabbing that last points position.
He's followed by Max KZR Racing and Intergalactic Gentleman and Prinky. And now we shoot off the cannon for each death that we had. Italy Force, unfortunately, didn't finish the race. Lundqvist Bro, Mikey, Ocampo, Spider, and Heidekin. I'm surprised I didn't break my chest for that.
No kidding. Tezu actually had 2 penalties.
Oh, that was unfortunate.
That's what brought him back.
That is unfortunate for Tezu right there, as I believe our driver of the day voting has come to a close.
It has, and we have a tie.
A what? A tie?
We have a tie. 2 votes each. Raven and Creamy Johns.
Oh my goodness, Creamy Johns and Raven tying. I believe that comes to us for the tiebreaker. I have to say, I don't want to have bias on this because he is my friend, but putting in that kind of work and your first AOR appearance, I'm going to have to give it to Creamy Johns.
I will agree with you. But this is the reason why. This is the real reason why. Okay, so Creamy Johns, yeah, he's new, etc. He's obviously had experience in the game, blah, blah, blah. Okay, fine. Raven didn't have the crazy race that Creamy Johns had. Creamy had to work his way through the field. He was unfamiliar with these racers, and he still manages to finish decently high up in the order. And that's what's impressive. He kept it clean, and he raced well. The racecraft that was on display by Creamy Johns was fantastic, and for that, I would give him driver of the day. Alrighty, let's go on board into our interviews as we get everything all square and good. We're trying to get Raven in here, as well as somebody, as well as Creamy Johns. So let's just drag somebody in here. He'll probably be in the middle of the conversation. No, he was not. He's actually not in here. Oh, that is the wrong commentary box. Hello, Raven and some idiot. How was that?
Disappointing.
Disappointing? Why?
How do I say it? I you know how I always, like, I try to shy away from talking about it, but traffic is sometimes just a pivotal part of our races.
You talk about qualifying?
There was just one thing. That and in the race as well, both after we came out on the mediums. qualifying I can almost understand. The race is like, it's a bit ridiculous, but I'm not going to epitomize that as his problem here. But disappointing nevertheless.
Alrighty, well, hopefully Monza treats you better, as let's go over to ACR Raven, your new championship leader. Raven, how does it feel to finally have the number one spot?
Oh no, I feel like Seb Vettel in 2013 all over again. Yeah, I'm just relieved. I've actually haven't been leading the championship outright this entire season, so it's actually really a huge relief to finally actually get there. So now I just need to keep the momentum going for the rest of the season. And yeah, I wasn't too happy about car handling, pace, inconsistency, everything today. Screen freezes galore, unlike last week, unfortunately, but somehow survived, and yeah, just glad that I could get another win.
Alright, congrats on the win and the championship lead. Hopefully everything goes great for you in Monza. Fluffy Dave, congrats on another third place. Another trophy to your collection, some might say. How was that for you?
Thanks for the congrats. It was tough. I was holding on P3 for dear life because I have front wing damage the entire race, and those guys were all over me. Yeah. But I'm glad I came out on top. I thought I was gonna finish P5 due to penalties, but fortunately those other guys also had penalties as well.
Yeah, Tetsu and Creamy were all over your tail, as some might say, but you just had the pace and just not the penalties that they had. And speaking of Cream, we have Cream right here. You're probably confused why you're here, Cream.
I've seen this going on before, so I know the drill.
Alright, well, you have been voted the driver of the day. Congrats on that, Creamy. Any words you want to say?
No, not really, except this was, first good experience at AOR. Never raced here before, so would be glad to come back sometime soon.
Alright, well,
that was also a very fun battle with those guys at the end of the race, too. Sorry to cut you off.
It's all good. Ninja, anything you want to say?
Guys, gentlemen, well done. Clean race, generally all around. It was a wild ride, I have to say, and it always is here at Spa Austin. And this was a fun one to watch. It may not have been the most exciting, but it came down to a lot of strategy. We saw a lot of drivers have to make a couple strategy calls because of the fray that happened at the start there, and that's kind of the way Spa kind of crumbles, if you will. The way people start out these races can be a little bit questionable, and then you have such a sharp corner in La Source. It definitely separates the cream of the crop, if you will. I wanted to say the men from the boys, but we can't say that, can we? But congratulations to all four of you guys. Thank you for the excellent racing as always, and I can't wait for next week.
All right, next week is certainly going to be fun. We'll be at the Temple of Speed in Monza, home of Ferrari, and I'm pretty sure all the boys on the wall are going to be rooting for Raven throughout that race.
I'm gonna have to cut you off here. The Temple of Speed is Indianapolis, not Monza. The true Temple of Speed, Indianapolis.
Thank you.
The
You're
OG.
welcome.
And get moved.
Oof. We've hit meme time, everybody. But yes, I think it's time to go ahead and end this one out, guys. If you haven't checked it out yet, www.apexonlineracing.com. If you want to join us for a few of these races, please do. Lots of series to participate in. Check it out. And, of course, the store.
Yes, thank you to Hype Energy and Elgato Stream Deck for sponsoring all AOR F1 streams. They are certainly very thankful in all of this. I am Austin. I've been joined by... It's when you say your name.
What?
I've been joined by Ninja, who doesn't know how to read a cue correctly. Hope you guys
The Twitch streamer?
Right, yeah. Ninja Rider RL. You can find me on Twitter there. And yes, my name is Curtis Kenyon, sir.
Kenyon.
I was hoping you would get it right this time.
Are you good at marathons?
No. I'm terrible at marathons.
Alright, before we descend down this rabbit hole any farther, I hope you guys have a great night and a fantastic week ahead of you.